Shalom. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Machakodash. Peace and double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS to give us his truth and all his purity, and salutations to all you accomplishing this word throughout the four corners of the earth in sincerity and the truth. I'm the brother Yawasap, and this lesson will be going into these different calamities that are coming all over the world, which include famine, pestilences, unnatural disasters, and ultimately World War III, right? Right now, everything that we see in the news shows us that we're getting ready to get into a time of great destruction, a time of calamity, a time of chaos. People are about to lose their minds out here. And Lord's will, I'm going to put, a video or two in the post-production where they're breaking down how the stock market is in a free fall, and Trump's tariffs is going to affect the prices of goods all throughout America. And we're not just talking some goods. Every single thing, the price of everything is going to skyrocket, right? Because everything is connected. But without further ado, this is 2 Ezra chapter 8, verse 50. It says, "For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride." So many great miseries shall be done to them. Great miseries, man, right? Which include the loss of family members, the loss of jobs, the lack of funds, right? The loss of property, foreclosure, repo, right? Bankruptcy. These are great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world. We're in the latter time. The latter time is the last days. And we see all the signs pointing to the fact that we're in the last days. Yahushua told us to watch out for the signs such as wars and rumors of wars and famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. And we've seen that, we've been seeing it for years, but as the time goes by, these things intensify because we're getting ready to meet Yahushua. Yahushua likens his appearing unto the birth of a baby. And, if you know anything about birth, which you should know, a woman has contractions before giving birth. So the contractions of the world represents the plagues that are coming upon it. And the baby being delivered is going to be Yahushua. So it says, "For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride." So pride, the scriptures say pride goeth before destruction. So America is prideful right now. This is the most prideful kingdom to ever exist. This is why the scriptures say Babylon the Great. Matter of fact, let's go into it. The book of Isaiah, chapter 47. I'm going to start at 1. In Lord's will, I'm going to just run through this. This is Isaiah 47:1. "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate." Now, the virgin daughter of Babylon is America, right? It's not talking about ancient Babylon. It's talking about America. That's why it says virgin daughter of Babylon, because America hasn't been penetrated or been invaded, by foreign nations. They haven't been really, received plagues from the Heavenly Father. When you look at World War I and World War II, the East was affected, right? Those countries got destroyed all throughout Europe, and China and the Soviet Union and stuff like that. But America wasn't touched. So this is why this is the virgin daughter of Babylon that's tender and delicate, right? Because a tender and delicate woman, she's pure. She's clean. She ain't been tampered with, right? So this is how America gets looked at. Verse 2, it says, "Take the millstones and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I would not meet thee as a man." That's right. So America's shame is being shown for the whole world. The latest one being the whole Zelensky and Trump situation, where he kind of pushed him a little bit. But you can see, the tension between, the beast and the whore, right? Which is prophecy, right? But people are seeing that, and, on the comments, you read the comments, what people are saying about it, the commentaries, people making videos, and you're like, yo, this is an embarrassment, to America, right? And not only that, America's being exposed for their hypocrisy, for supporting Israel, while, not supporting Ukraine, which, they have for years. But you see Trump, he's talking that shit to Zelensky, man. He's telling him that, he's playing with World War III, right? And he's playing with World War III himself because he wants to support Israel in attacking Iran, right? So the nakedness is being seen. The Lord said, I would take vengeance and I would not meet thee as a man. So why is the Most High going to take vengeance? Because of what you did to his chosen people, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And he's not going to meet you as a man. He's going to meet you as an angelic force, as a God, right? When the ships come, the chariots, the trillions of UFOs come and invade this world, it's literally going to be out of this world, literally. Yahweh Shah is coming from the spirit realm into this reality, right? And Yahweh Shah is going to be bigger than the whole earth. It says, as for our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. The Redeemer is Yahweh Shah, right? His name means he is the Redeemer or he is the Deliverer. Yahweh Shah redeemed the nation of Israel by, using his blood as the purchase price, right? The scriptures call the elect the purchased possession of the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. So it says, sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called Lady of Kingdom. So no longer will America have that same hegemony that they've had, right? All these nations, they all gearing up together to take this place down, economically and militarily. It says, I was wroth with my people, I have polluted mine inheritance, and given them into thy hands, and thou didst shew them no mercy. Upon the ancient has thou very heavily laid thy yoke. Yeah, so you put us in captivity, and you ain't show no mercy. From old to young, went into captivity, and to this day, you got the old of our people that can never retire because of all these bills they got to pay, right? The scriptures say, we are yet this day in our captivity, where you have scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments. So we're slaves because of debt. You got a car loan, you got a mortgage, you got student loans, on top of the fact that you're already getting taxed from your check, 30%, and you getting taxed on everything you buy. So majority of your check goes to bills and taxes. So that's slavery, man. And thou says, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst thou remember the latter end of it. So that's America's pride, right? They think that they're not going to be taken down. That's why the scriptures say, when speaking about the so-called white man, it says that their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever and their dwelling places to all generations. America, Esau, Edom, the so-called white men, specifically here in America, they don't think that they could ever go down. This is why Elon said America is Rome reincarnated, except that it's not going to go down, right? That's the pride of these devils, man. Every empire had an expiration date, and America's no different. Next year, 2026, is going to be America's 250th anniversary, which is about the time that, the average time that empires last, which shows you the Lord is about to take this devil down soon, man. Right? So they didn't remember the latter end of it. They didn't remember, the fact that they would have to pay for slavery and the genocide of the so-called Native Americans, man. They just thought that they was going to ride off into the sunset. It says, therefore, hear not this, thou that are given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that says in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. So that's that prideful spirit, man. Many great misery shall be done to them because they walked in great pride. America don't think there's nobody else on earth that's relevant. That's why they say what? America first, make America great again. God bless America and no one else, right? None else besides me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. So they don't think calamity could befall them. But now you're starting to see, the average individual, they can see what's coming down the pipe, right? Majority are still asleep, but you see a lot of people are waking up to the fact that this place is about to go through great turmoil. It says, but these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day. The loss of children and widowhood. That's the great miseries, man. Economic collapse, hyperinflation, famine, pestilence. They're already talking about a new pandemic, the bird flu, right? And as a matter of fact, they're talking about a quademic, 4 pandemics at the same time. You even got nations that are already starting to take pre 2020 pandemic measures, man. Right? So we can see they're running the same play on top of everything else that's going on. So those are the great miseries. This is what's going to bring the loss of children and widowhood to America, and not only to America, but the rest of the world. It says, but these two things shall come to thee in a moment, and one day the loss of children and widowhood, they shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. That's right. So these things are going to befall America because America is based upon witchcraft. When it was founded in 1776, it was founded by Masons, which worship Satan, you know? And you look at all the symbolisms that they put in movies and commercials and things of that nature, you know, that's witchcraft. They enchant people using their media, right? So it says, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am and none else beside me. That's right. So they became perverted. You know, they got all this money, all these riches, all this wisdom. And what they do with it? Transgender surgery, right? Poison, you know, and calling them vaccines, you know, to cure you. That's perverted, man. Spraying chemicals in the sky to kill people. So it says, therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Yeah, so it's going to be a sudden thing. You know, people weren't expecting, you know, the day of the Lord. As it is written, let's get that. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3, it says, for when they shall see peace and safety, then, matter of fact, I'm going to start at 1. 1 Thessalonians 5 and 1. But if the times and season, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. Yeah, because we know, matter of fact, he's going to say, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. So thief of the night is without announcement, unexpected, suddenly, as we just read, right? As a thief in the night. So we know the times that we're in. This is why we know we don't got another 1,000 years, Alizé, right? We in that time now. The mark is around the corner, the mark of the beast. We see it in fruition, which is the RFID chip, right? We seeing the famines and calamities coming upon us, right? So we in that time, and it's going to come as a thief in the night. It says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. Isn't that what happened during the whole election thing? You know, Trump won and everybody was rejoicing. You know, he's going to make America great again. He's going to fix the economy. Egg prices are about to go down. And as soon as he went in, he hit the ground running, and look at the point that we're in now. We're in the midst of a recession and going into a Great Depression, greater than the Great Depression, you know, because this is the time that Yahweh Shema Shah is going to magnify his name through terror, right? The Most High is the ultimate terrorist, man. So it says, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Yeah, so the birth pains, you know, unexpectedly. When woman, you know, she could be in the midst of cooking while she's pregnant, and then boom, she get hit with them labor pains, and there's nothing she could do, right? So same thing with these prophecies, man. The scriptures say the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. You know, they're going to come in their perfection, man. So now let's go to the book of, Matthew. Let's get Luke. Let's get Luke. How about that? Luke 21. Luke 21. And let's start at 23. It says, but woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days, for there shall be great distress in the land and wrath upon this people. Now, this is going into 70 AD. when our people got persecuted by the Romans, right? And pretty much got destroyed. We were scattered all over the world, fleeing persecution. The Romans enslaved us, committed genocide on us. So Yahushua prophesied of that. But he said, woe to them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. And we could apply it to this time that we're in now, because the scriptures tell us that the time that we're coming into is like no other. Daniel 12:1, to the point that Michael himself is going to have to come down and stand for the elect, right? Jeremiah 30:7, the time of Jacob's trouble, like no other. So whatever our people have been through in history, it can't compare to what's about to come. So woe to them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. Women that have little babies, they're going to struggle. Ain't going to be no infant, and you ain't going to have, milk being produced, because you ain't going to have no food to eat, right? And eventually they're going to resort to eating their children, which is another thing that happened upon our people in the past, in 70 AD. It says, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword, they being the Israelites. And that's what happened. We fell by the edge of the sword and shall be led away captive into all nations. Now tell me, who else this applies to besides us? So-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the only people that got sold as captive into all nations. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. Jerusalem, being Israel, is being trodden down of Gentiles. You got people there calling themselves the chosen people. You got Palestinian Arabs there saying that the land belongs to them. They've always been there, right? But they're nothing but Gentiles. That land belongs to the Israelites, which are you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. So the Lord said that land will be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. The kingdom of the wicked is about to be over with, man. That's why the scriptures say Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Esau is the end of the age of the Gentiles having rulership. That's why when you go into the book of Obadiah, it says, where it's going into Esau's judgment, it switches. It says, for the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen, because Esau will be in power, ruling over the nations before Yahushua return. Well, when Yahushua return, right? That's why it says in Isaiah 63, who's this that cometh from Edom? Because Yahushua's coming to take out the head first, which is you so-called white people. Starting with America, it says, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars. And we see that happening. We got the Passover coming up. On the night of the Passover, there's going to be an eclipse and a blood moon. Those are signs, man. Right? Signs in the heavens. And there's been many signs, over the past couple of years, Last year we had an eclipse, right around April, I believe, we had an eclipse. So, hey, man, these things, are intensifying, man. On top of the so-called UFO sightings, which are the chariots of the Heavenly Father. Those are signs from above. It says, and upon the earth, distress of nations. And this is what we see, distress of nations. Everybody's in turmoil right now. Nobody's safe, right? We've seen, it's a lot of uncertainty for the future, for the economy, right? For geopolitics, as far as war goes. The Gentiles, they're all prepping up. The heathens prepping up for World War III and for the collapse of the society, man. Distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring, which is going into what? Tsunamis, right? Men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. That's right. So man's hearts is going to fail them. They're going to have heart attacks. Their minds is going to collapse, right? They're just going to black out. What's what I'm looking for? They're going to go into a coma, They're going to be shell shocked with the amount of pain and misery that the Most High is going to bring upon them. So it says, for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. The powers of heaven going into the elites, right? They're going to be shaken. But, going really into the missiles dropping and shaking the heavens and the earth. It says, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory, which is Yahushua coming on the so-called UFO, right? All these things have to take place. And then this is going to be the grand finale, right? So That's it on that. Now we could get into Second Ezra chapter 16. And I'm gonna start from the top. It says, "Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria." Those are all code names for America. "Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair, and bewail your children, and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? May any man drive away a hungry lion in the wood, or may anyone quench the fire and stubble when it have begun to burn? May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer? The mighty Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshua sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? That's right. So these plagues are coming in their perfection, like it says in Isaiah 47. There's nothing that's going to stop these prophecies from taking hold of America, man. Right? You can't you can't bring back an arrow that is shot. So you can't stop the prophecies, man. And that's what these elites are trying to do. They're trying to offset prophecy, but by doing that, they're planning to prophecy. They're fulfilling prophecy, right? So the Lord got them in a trick bag. It says, "A fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it? He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? Yahweh Shem Yahshua shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence." So they're going to be beaten to powder, man. That's why I believe in Isaiah 13, it says their blood is going to be poured out as dust, because the Lord is going to evaporate them, not only with the missiles, but with the laser beams that's coming from the chariots. Verse 12, "The earth quaketh in the foundations thereof. The sea ariseth up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also before the Lord and before the glory of his power." Yeah, it's going to be, like it says in Isaiah 24, "The earth shall rear to and fro like a drunkard," because the missiles is going to pelt this place off the face of the earth. It's going to shake up all the tectonic plates. It's going to break the Richter scale, which the Richter scale is what they use for the measurement of earthquakes, right? So it's going to be so bad that oceans are going to rise up. Great tsunamis, miles high, is going to rise up and swallow up different islands and different coasts, right? It says, verse 13, "For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow being the silos, the submarines, the moving vehicles they have that hold these missiles." It says, "His arrows, which is the missiles that he shooteth, are sharp and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world." And this is a fact that these missiles are laser precise. They could hit a fucking something the size of a fucking hair. That's how precise they are, man. So the missiles, they're going to be, they're going to hit their target, is what it's saying. It says, verse 14, "Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth." That's why Yahushua said, "I am come to send fire on the earth, and what will lie if it already be kindled?" Meaning Yahushua is coming to bring destruction, but the destruction has already started. The sparks of that fire is already in the midst of us. We seen the division in America, how this place is about to go into civil war. We seen the tension between the nations. That's the sparks, man, right? That's the spark that's already kindled. The Lord said it's not going to be put out. It's not going to stop. You got Trump about to make a, peace deal with Vladimir Putin. That shit is not going to work. I just heard that Turkey is about to help Ukraine. That shit is not going to work because according to prophecy, Turkey is going to be allied with Russia, right? So when we see these type of news, we supposed to stand firm in what the scriptures say, because it could easily offset somebody that's not grounded. They see, oh, what? Turkey's about to go to war with Russia? Man, this ain't the truth, man. Yeah, I thought they said Turkey, So, yeah, man, the prophecies come first. Prophecies dictate what's going to happen in the world, right? So it says, verse 16, "Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth shall not return again. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days?" The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death. So this is what's getting ready to take place, not only in America, but all over the world. Beginning of sorrows, right? People are going to lose their jobs. They're not going to have any money. They're going to be desperate. They're going to resort to crimes, killing other people, which those people that get their, families that get killed, they're going to go out and do the same thing. The scriptures say, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold, right? So you're going to see the true nature of people in those times, right? Adversity is going to prove them to be demons, man. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, great mourning, man. Mass deaths by the millions on a daily basis. The Lord about to chop up the global population down significantly, man, by the billions, right? By the time Yahweh shall return, there's going to be billions dead already, and he coming to kill even more billions. You see, the beginning of famine and great death. We're in the beginning of famine. These price increases, these tariffs, this inflation is going to cause famine, right? Food is not going to be readily available. And people don't realize how fragile this fucking system is, man. Your grocery stores depend on trucks. Trucks depend on gas. Gas depends on everything. The tariffs, right? The interest rate, all that shit affect gas prices, man. So, beginning of famine and great death. That's why the scriptures tell us in Psalms the 91st chapter that the men that trust in Yahweh Shem Yahshua, his elect, that 1,000 is going to fall at thy side and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it's not going to come near you. So if we're the elect of Yahweh Shem Yahshua, we don't got nothing to worry about, man. We're going to be walking in the midst of this chaos, praising Yahweh Shem Yahshua. Scriptures say, glorify the Lord in the fires, man. Like the three holy children. We're going to be in the midst of that fire, praising Yahweh Shem Yahshua, Lord's will. And the Lord is going to deliver us, man. So we're not to worry. It says, the beginning of wars and the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? So it's a terrifying time to be alive. That might be the title of the lesson, But it says, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. So the Most High sending these things as a way to punish people, to scourge them, to reprove them. But it says, but for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. So even though the Lord is doing all of this, and we know it's coming from Yahweh Shem Yahshua, and deep down inside, these people know it's coming from Yahweh Shem Yahshua. They know it's coming from God. That's why when something terrible happens, what do they say? Oh my God, right? Because deep down inside, the subconscious knows it's the judgment of the Most High. So they're not being mindful of the scourges. Verse 21, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And that's what happened during the time of the pandemic. Shit became cheap, right? He was getting money from the government, unemployment and what's it called? Unemployment and stimulus checks, right? Stuff was cheap, But now we're seeing the inflation is kicking people's asses, man. So they thought it was in good case at one point. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Great confusion is ready to take hold of the earth. People are not going to know what hit them, because they're going to get caught like a thief of the night. Unexpectedly, suddenly, out of nowhere. Imagine being somebody in the world. You just, you got a set schedule. You do this, you do that. You take care of your business. You're not watching prophecies. You're not really into the news, And then one day you wake up and there's nothing but all hell outside of your window. Like, what the fuck is going on, man? Oh, you ain't here? Yeah, economy collapse. We getting ready to go to war. Suddenly, man, it says, verse 22, for many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. That's right. So famine is going to kill a lot of people, man. And we see a lot of cases of famine where millions died throughout history. You know, you had the Irish, what is it, the Irish potato famine or something. You had the Chinese government, they starved out millions of people, you know. The Soviet Union, they starved out millions of Ukrainians, you know, during World War II. You know, I think both World War One and World War II, because whenever there's world wars, it's famines. So if you escape the hunger, the sword is going to destroy you, which the sword is going into what? Different weaponry. It could be a gun, it could be a knife, you know, it could be a car. You get hit by a car, right? Anything that could be used as a killing instrument. So if you don't die by the famine, you're still going to die some way, somehow. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. For the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. That's right. So people's bodies are going to be laid out in the streets. And there's not going to be anybody to, you know, comfort people crying over them. You're going to have to get up and go in that time. You know, people are going to die. Staying behind might mean you're going to die next. You got to constantly be on the move. That's how it's going to be, right? There shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted and the cities shall be cast down. Yeah, so you see those post-apocalyptic movies like I Am Legend, The Book of Eli. This is how America is going to be looking in the rest of the world. War-torn, vegetation growing all through our buildings, you know, animals in the cities, right? There shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. The trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? The grapes shall ripe, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men, so that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice. So it's going to get so bad, and the population is going to be reduced so significantly that seeing another human being is going to be a rare thing. People are going to long for to hear the voice of somebody that's alive. Just like in I Am Legend. Will Smith was losing his mind, talking to mannequins and shit, you know, because solitude could make you go crazy, man, right? And these people, they don't have the mental fortitude to deal with these type of calamities in solitude, man. Imagine you're somebody that doesn't have this truth and you're the last of your family. All your family died. Everybody you know that died. It's just you. You don't know what the fuck is going on. You in the midst of this shit. Man, it's going to be so, so terrifying, man. Especially if it's a woman, right? It says, for of a city there shall be 10 left. So imagine Manhattan, which got millions of people. I believe in New York City is like 10 million people. So imagine out of millions, 10 left, man. That's fucking crazy. That's the amount of death that has to take place for that to happen. Is astronomical, man. It says, in two of the field, which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and in the clefts of the rocks. So they're going to be hiding in the fields, in the areas where it's not as populated, man. As in an orchard of olives, upon every tree there are left 3 or 4 olives, or as when a vineyard is gathered, there are left some clusters of them that diligently seek through the vineyard. Even so in those days there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword. That's right. So you're going to have the military going house to house, stealing resources, killing people, taking them off to concentration camps. And you'll also have regular individuals breaking and entering into other people's property, right? Killing them and taking what they got for the lack of bread and for great tribulation, as it is written, So it says, verse 32, and the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man shall travel there through. Yeah, so no human activity is going to cause the earth to flourish again, to bring out all the vegetation out of this fucking concrete jungle that the so-called white man has placed here and all around the world, It says, the virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. And like I said, being a woman in that time is going to be very, very dangerous, man. Especially if you look good. Men's going to be out to get you. Man's going to be out raping women, taking them into captivity, using them as servants, taking them, raping them, eating them, right? This is what's about to happen, man. And the scriptures say that the men are going to be as women. So if the men turn to bitch ass bitch ass people, how much more for the women, right? It says, the virgins shall mourn having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn having no helpers. So, yeah, independent, strong, independent woman don't need no men, right? Well, keep that same energy, because men in that time is going to be very dangerous. They're either going to kill you or take you in captivity, right? It says, in the war shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. So you're going to have men getting shipped off to the Middle East to go to war, shipped off to Eastern Europe to battle against Russia, shipped off to Asia to battle against China, right? Or deployed here on the soils of America to fight against the foreign invasions. It says, hear now these things and understand them, ye servants of the Lord. Behold, the word of the Lord, received it. Believe not the gods whom the Lord spake. That's right. So receive the word of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man, because it's going to result in your salvation. Isaiah 33:6, this wisdom and knowledge is going to be the stability of our times and strength of salvation, right? People are going to be unstable out here, man, not knowing where to turn, where to go, right? Who to go to, what God to pray to, right? But we know Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. That's what's going to keep us level-headed. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. As when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, within 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not at the moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth. And the world shall mourn, and sorrows shall come upon it on every side. So the world is going to mourn, and sorrow is going to come upon it on every side. So it's not only America, it's the world that's going to be affected, because the world is going into World War III, right? And the world is tied into America, Babylon the Great. So if America goes down, the rest of the world goes down. The American economy collapses, the world economy collapses. You see, sorrow is going to come on every side. But the difference is, in third world countries, they're more equipped to deal with calamity, right? They built calluses to it. Whereas in America, they're not used to it. This is why this place is known as the virgin daughter of Babylon, as we went into. It says, O my people, hear my word and make you ready to the battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. Yeah, so we're going to be as pilgrims, We're supposed to, look at this place like a sojourning. Yeah, the scriptures say that, the time of your sojourning, you're supposed to pass the time of your sojourning in fear, right? So we sojourning here in Babylon the Great. The scriptures say, here we have no continuing city, but we seek one to come. It says, he that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose. He that occupieth merchandise as he that had no profit by it, and he that buildeth as he that shall not dwell therein. He that soweth as if he should not reap, and he that planteth a vineyard as if he should not gather the grapes. They that marry as they that should not get children, and they that marry not as the widowers. Yeah, because, we're not supposed to put our heart in this place, right? Love not the world nor the things that are in it. So, we're going to have to constantly be on the move, man. We can't be attached to this place. Attachments is going to lead people to death in that time. You can't be attached, man. We can't be attached, So we're supposed to look forward to the day of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. That's supposed to be what we attach to, because it makes, the time go faster. It helps you, deal with the bullshit, man, right? Because we got hope. These people don't. It says, and therefore they that labor in vain, for strangers shall reap their fruits and spoil their goods, overthrow their houses, and take their children captives. For in captivity and famine shall they get children. Yeah, so, hey, man, in that time you're going to have concentration camps, children being taken from their parents and never given back, right? It says, verse 47, and they that occupy their merchandise with robbery, the more they deck their cities, their houses, their possessions, and their own persons, the more will I be angry with them for their sins, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Yeah, so you so-called white people, man. America, right? They deck their cities with robberies. All the wealth that America has comes from slavery and the destruction of the Native Americans, right? So the Lord is angry with this place. So, Yeah, that's pretty much it on this lesson. So with that, I'm going to close out and give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, Ba'ashim HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS to give us his truth and all his purity. And salutations to all you all can pushing this word throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom.